results plot. Coach Carrot, the Wildball Field yet again. I know it seems like this project is never ending, but that's kind of how a lot of projects are. There's always something you can be working on. As you can see, I did a little bit of changes yesterday off camera. I've extended this little area here just to kind of build in the snack stands and stuff. I'm probably going to change these two out to just some kind of homemade structures. But for now, they're like kind of like placeholder type of things. I also added a sign here just to kind of get some attention. And you'll notice that I've also added some markers for the locker rooms just on this side. The only thing, I wanted a blue and a green kind of item, and the closest I could find that was kind of similar to each other but the right colors was the Pell banners. So I used the green one for this side and the blue one for that side. That's the only things that I've added. Today we're going to just see about adding more details to like the commentator booth that we were working on yesterday. And I'm thinking of adding some kind of a ticket stand here. And of course, if anything kind of, some bright idea comes from this little setup here as well, then we'll add some more details on that too. Just trying to think what I want to get started on for today. Let's see, let's just go into the commentator booth just to kind of get a little bit better idea what exactly I was working on. I know we probably need some microphones of some sort. Now we do have a microphone stand that I believe comes from the vendor, yes. One thing is it's fairly expensive renown-wise, and while the microphone itself looks really nice, it is attached to the stand, so it's maybe not the best choice, especially for this case where we have nothing underneath. So we're going to go low-tech on this and just kind of go for some cheaper options. And see if we can set something up that looks believable, I guess. Pardon me. Yes, I still have the coughing. I think it will be forever with me. It's like it's never ending. One of those things. I don't really know where I should put this microphone because you don't want it like in their face. It feels like it needs some kind of a stand, doesn't it? So let's see what we got here. I don't know if we've got any bits that we can use that might work. If I, some of the domes and stuff might work, but I want something that I have multiples of just so that I can mirror it on the other side. Don't see anything so far. Maybe that will work. I have multiples of it. I'm supposed to be using Katya's, but I don't know. I get this if you have, even if you have Katya's add-on installed, it automatically pops this crazy thing open. So, just to give it something that it's kind of sitting on, sort of. So it's not just kind of floating there on the... That looks alright. And then maybe, oh, that looks, I guess it's, and maybe have one on this side as well for the other commentators so that they can bounce things off of each other. Turn it a little bit so that it's there we go. Now you have your two microphone dillies and two computer things. Now, if we want to do the mouse thing, I guess we could. What could we use for that? Probably a cable. I think those come in pretty big. Don't want it really huge. Something like, it's like a really short wired mouse there. But you know, it's just kind of supposed to be like representation, not an actual. Okay, what can we use as the mouse? Something rounded would be good. I'm thinking maybe the domes, but I don't know. Let me see. Metal plank. Well, no, that wouldn't work because it's too long. I was thinking I could sink it in and just show the end of it, but I don't think that'll work. Let's want something kind of metallic, but I don't think the hammer would work because again that the handle would show. So let's just see what we got here that we can play with. Wonder if the judge's hat would work. I kind of shrunk that, and even if I sunk it so that the bottom part doesn't show, maybe it wouldn't be too bad. Something like that. Looks weird. Like I need an extra hose, not hose, but cable or something. Mouse doesn't, the cable looks wrong, I think is what it is. Let me see if we can change that up a little bit. That doesn't look right, does it? One of those things where you just have to keep fiddling with it to try and get the right. This wasn't. I don't know. Still seems off. There you go. That's about as close as I'm going to get, I think. You know, you could add like a mouse pad and some other things and stuff like that, but I don't think I'll get that specific. May have to actually move this over here so that it makes sense. You know, I know there's some lefties, but I think it would make more sense to have this over here. For me, anyway. Guess I could do a quick tweet. I forget to do that. I'm really bad about that, not remembering. Just for those that might be interested in dropping by. There we go. Okay, so then I guess I'll just duplicate this and bring it over. And do the same with the hat, which I'll need to buy one first because I think that's still not fixed. There you go, you got two little computers and two little mouse thingies and a microphone. Just put some papers here. Like my table's just wide enough where it doesn't quite fit. It's like hanging over a little bit. Okay, something like that. So they got their notes and things that they put together for the little commentating bit. That looks good to me. I'm thinking if I can get a hold of some type of monitors or something that I might add some of that in here. But for the lounges, I figure we'll put in some cushy seating. Okay. Not the stools. And we don't want to use the benches that we used outdoors, because that's not. That looks a little too formal, so I may have to do some investigating on what we could use. Thinking maybe some of those. Is it the orange? Yeah, the orange easy chairs. I may have to hop on to my main and purchase a few later so that we have them available in this one. Because right now I'm on my alt, so it doesn't have access to any of that renowned stuff. Something else I wanted to show that I did add, I forgot to mention that, was I was experimenting with doing those like advertisements that you see along the inside of a field or something. It'll take a long time if I'm going to use just the Protostar guys, and even if I dot some other things in between, it's still, if I want to go all the way around, it's going to take a little while, because don't come across the Gatorade machines all that often. Or I should say, you don't come across cheap Gatorade machines all that often. So it's something I'll be keeping my eye open for, and as I pick up more, I will add them in. But that was what I was talking about as far as like advertisement, because you know you always see the like Adidas and Nike and all their little blurbs, and local companies got their advertisements and they pay big money to have that lined up along the inside of the arenas or the stadiums or whatever it is. I'm also contemplating putting some big screens over here for, like, you know, for close-ups and replays and things like that on either side. Just have a double, I don't know, Videotron kind of thing on each side, which will mean I'll need to get a hold of at least a couple more of these maintenance platforms, which may or may not be easy. Let's see, I think that was all that I added. I kind of lose track of what I'm doing. It's really hard not to put in a few things as you come across them, because a lot of times, especially on my main, she has such a huge amount of stuff in the crate. If I don't place it immediately, I tend to forget that I even have it in there until, like, you know, months later I go, oh, I actually had one of those. So I just kind of wanted to set those out before I forgot that I had them. The reason I used this big hunky thing was because I was trying to hide the base of this arrow sword thingy. Really the armor sign, weapon shop sign, but it's got that huge bobble on the end that I didn't want really showing, but I wanted it this size because I want it to, you know, catch a good amount of attention, but I think I'm going to end up having to go small just so that I can hide it a little better, so that I don't have to use that big hunky pillar. If I'm going to use the pillars, I want them to actually be the same size as it, just to kind of tie everything in. So let's see if I can get away with that in a little bit. Not a whole lot. Better than it was though, that's plus. I really don't know exactly how I'm gonna build this supposed ticket booth thing. Let's see, maybe I want to put to the side here. I don't want to do it exactly like this, but I do want to kind of sort of make it similar, if that makes sense. I still want to leave a way for people to get inside if they want to, you know, RP that they're the ticket salesman. So that's one thing. I'm gonna bump this up a little bit. I'll probably put some kind of an awning, a different style than this here to maybe hopefully hide the rest of that. Which reminds me, I don't think we have any of those. We got this one, but that's kind of, it's not really. If I can get a hold of one of the big ones, maybe I'll do that. Or come up with some other method of doing that. So let's see, what kind of floors and stuff do we have? Because again, I like trying to use materials that I already have on hand rather than buying just a whole bunch of new ones. And if I can get away with that, that's I don't know, not smarter, but cheaper. I like going cheap. Let's do it like this. Just kind of putting in an edge here, trying to get it good size. That seems all right. Now I need to get about the right height, and that doesn't seem too bad for the orange, even though. And I'm just going to kind of check how high I've got this one. So I've even got it a little higher, so we'll go ahead and bump it up a bit. Just to kind of keep that similar. And then we're going to double that maybe. Make a good countertop type of thing. That looks alright. Duplicate that again, and then I'm going to repeat. Keeps wanting to twist so badly. That looks alright. And then we'll duplicate that one. Wants to twist away. Now, I can't do that exactly on this side because, again, like I said, I wanted to kind of leave it open, much like I did the stand over here. So I'm going to have to do this one a little bit differently. Fine. But I want kind of a similar look, so what we're going to do is, well, let's that'd be this one. And what I'm going to have to do is size it down a bit. Gonna check the spacing. A little snug, but I think it'll work for anyone that's wanting to pretend as though they are a ticket booth salesman. And then I'm just going to have to add enough to make it look kind of the same thickness as the others. Thankfully, the offset is in my favor on this part, so sort of didn't offset that time. Weird. Oh, for crying out loud. Probably one more will do it. Looks about the same to me. So there you have that bit. Good. Okay, so then to do the booths themselves, since we don't have like curved, what am I trying to say? Hey, morning bones. Trying to think how I want to do the glass part. I know I want glass, but I also need to like leave a little gap for where people can get their ticket or whatever. So I'm trying to think I want to do this. I want 3, I think 3 would be good. So, how do I do this? Very good question. I'm at a loss. I can picture bits of it, but then I see, okay, well that won't work because this will be kind of awkward and stuff. So let's see what kind of glass we got. I'm thinking we're gonna need some unframed glass. Excuse me. And I slobbered on myself there. Go with blue, I guess. I don't know why they don't have just some plain glass. We're gonna do something kind of similar to what we saw in another house, but we're gonna make our own kind of version of it. Okay, let's copy that. Wow, that like came in the wrong orientation there, didn't it? Let's see. And like really huge. So maybe 190. Now, of course, I don't want it completely filled in, so we're gonna pop it up a little bit, and I'm hoping. Now, yeah, I was afraid of that. It's gonna be sticking out the top. So we're gonna have to use multiples. Just bump that down. Go on. And let's see. Unframed blue. I'm wanting this to kind of be where it's not overlapped best I can. Hard to see where that glass meets into the wall there. So maybe 5. Doesn't quite work either, does it? Hold on. We'll get there, we'll get there. Trying to avoid a really bright seam, but you don't want to leave any gaps either, because then that looks a little. So I'm kind of using that as my center point there. Don't know if it really is or not. Kind of looks it to me, sort of, maybe. Maybe it's more here. Hard to decide. Something like that. Okay, and then we're gonna put the vents in. Now we've seen one where they had like the vents down at the bottom, but I'm gonna put mine more up in the middle of the glass. Back off here. Shrink those down quite a bit. Maybe not that much. Kind of like there. Always offset. Oh. First, get it in glass. One more time. See, that one didn't offset that time. It's so weird when it decides to do it when it doesn't. Okay, that doesn't look centered at all, does it? Maybe I should try the difference and see. I wonder if Katya's will sort that out for me. So like from 1 to and then do this one difference. No, that didn't do anything at all. I'm not sure how that works. And that's mostly just because I don't use it that often, so I forget how I did it. I did it once before, but clearly I have not. Let's try it this way. We're gonna copy that one and copy this one. And we want that in between the two. Let's see, it still doesn't, it just pops it over. Or maybe it's average. Maybe average is the one I'm supposed to be hitting. Try it that way. So let's copy and then put this one average. Why did it go down there? Ugh. Like flipped it and resized it. And, let's see, what was it, 0.08? That's the wrong height. Something along those lines. That's not very handy if it resizes and flips things over. I just wanted it kind of there. But if that's the center between the two pillars, then my seam is a little off as well, so. That looks better, I guess. Okay, and then what? Then what? Don't want this whole thing being open. I want it to kind of be closed too. So more blue glass. Just experimenting with the sizes here. I don't know how I'm gonna be doing it exactly. I think maybe you're getting the idea of what I'm aiming for, sort of. Hopefully. So like these little booth areas where they come in and say, yes, I need X amount of tickets, and then they get the little tickets coming through here. So we'll put one down there. Grab another one. There you got two tickets to the game. Yeah, that's you know, I at first thought about using like the domes or maybe the curved walls as like the little tray kind of area, but then you can't have this nice solid wall because then you'd have to have little divots in it, and it didn't make sense to do that. So just figure maybe the glass will suffice. Now I could frame it with some pillars to kind of define it a little better, but I think as people get up close, they'll see it, recognize what I mean. Go ahead, and I think I have, got another bit of floor left, so I'm going to install an actual floor. I'm praying that this doesn't actually stick out somewhere where I don't want it. don't think it does, but we're gonna check anyway because you know, the wall is pretty thick, but sometimes it might not be as thick as you think. Now it looks like we're still pretty good, so. And I'm still contemplating on if I want some kind of railing here too, just to keep people from jumping up on here, but I don't know, maybe it's the cheap seats. People just sit down on cushions out here or something. Or maybe I'll raise it up a level. Something, I don't know, I'll figure something out. So let's see, maybe we'll bump this up entirely. Have it go all the way up. Same way with the other side. We could, in theory, do the same thing with these. How many is there? I think that's 4 or 5 pieces. Maybe 4. Let's see. Let's just bump that all the way. Uh-oh. Like, just big enough. That was close. I didn't want to put some extras there. Like, just enough. Oh, I could like maybe bump it up and then raise the floor a little bit. I think that'll work. I'll just do that. That looks a little cleaner, I think. Okay, and then I did have this slightly different. I think it was mostly because this had a bit of a more raised, perhaps a small meadow split. Yeah, we could do that. You're talking about like right here where the gap is? Let's see. Maybe let me see. Might be on the shiny side, so see how this looks. May have to use a couple on each one just to something like that. Let's see how it looks with the tickets. Come on, you pretty tickets. There we go. How's that look? Oh, that's still not, still stuck together a little bit. There we go. Small square plate. You don't think the table works? Maybe I'm not clear on what you're suggesting. And that doesn't look centered there anymore. I think that works. Do you think I should double it, make it 2 panels to kind of fill up that entire thing, or to maybe just make the small glass pieces a little bigger to make the opening smaller? I'm not sure on that. Yeah, I need to at least get 2 more tables, so up there. Flat metal table. Yeah, I could like extend it. Then I'd have to probably make it wider to get that to work. I don't know. Think it's okay now? Alright, then we'll just leave it. We'll leave it be. But I'm gonna have to do some little adjustments on the glass. Caps look off now. It's like Tetris, trying to figure out how these all fit together nicely. Okay, so we have this one. Warped a little bit. That one warped too? A little bit. Okay, and then one more. I'm gonna place that and then I'll adjust as I think. Adjusting. Something like that. I think this one's a little more narrow on the sides and this one's wider and I just keep like micro tweaking it. Okay, there we go. I think that's, I hope that works. So let's go ahead and keep zigzagging back and forth. Hey, did you hear that Carbine's going to be doing some kind of a haunted housing contest? So maybe it'll be even better that you finish yours up, because they may be holding something special for that. I saw that at the end of the Alright, I'll do that. I'll do that, Bones. Let me make a note. Guess I'm liable to forget. Yeah, on their article for I think it's like the lore behind Shades Eve. There's a whole article that has like the video of it, and then a bit about the history of the event and everything. That is based in, it's got its beginnings on Cassian side and blah blah blah. But at the very end, just a little bitty blurb, they say something about keep an eye here for information about a haunted housing contest. So my ears went boing, and I was like, ooh, that should be interesting. Okay, so that's the wooden deck stairs. Get one more of those. It's not gonna maybe match exactly, but we'll make it work. Let's see. Just zip that across. It'll kind of tell me too if I misjudged on the width of the door as well, or if I've got it pretty close to what the other one is. It's a little off. I think I made the other one wider, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. We'll just tuck that in like so. Now you have, it's not even required. You can walk in without needing the steps, but I thought it might be a nice touch. So now that we're in the ticket booth and we need some kind of seating for the ones that are manning the ticket booth, so I figured the stools would be all right. And I think we'll just grab a couple more of the teal ones. So get that sized. That's like huge. Sized right and in a good position, and then we'll pop in the other one. She's like, "Meh, I'm not selling tickets today. I'm just gonna turn my back to the customers." Okay, so I guess where the cushion bits are is where the front is. Try that. See if she sits in it normal. There you go. Don't think I can peek outside. Usually if you have glass, the camera's gonna be stuck wherever the glass is, but I thought maybe I could sneak it outside that little gap, but no, it's not letting me, so. There's one. Yeah, we do, Bones, but my memory and my age, it just kind of is more often than not. So, my desk is literally covered with Post-its and papers. I got like notes everywhere. There's like just booklets of it, and I have notes about my notes, and because I've always been a big fan of lists. I make a lot of lists, to-do lists or wish lists or things like that, and so I have lists for my lists, to make sure I know where everything is. But as I've gotten older, this has become a bigger problem because I'll like jot something down and then I forget, okay, what the heck was that about, because I have like notes on top of my notes. I like have multiple references and the paper is turned, and so I've got some that are upside down and some that are along the side and little bits of circle, and then I have things that have circles around them, to try and draw attention to, and it's just awful. So it's not the best deals. It gets really easy to get confused. I'll probably stick something else in there, maybe some boxes of the tickets, maybe some, I don't know, another couch or something for them when they're on break, a little table with some drinks or something in it. Pardon me. Uh-oh, I think I forgot to bring my water in here because I do not see it. Anyway, so that's the beginnings of the ticket booth there. So that means we'll probably have another little, either a food stand, a souvenir stand, something for here, and same with this one over here, and probably a final one, because I don't know, I like keeping things in some places I like it even, and some places I like it odd. I may just add one more on the side, so then it's 5 things, I guess. Yeah, that feels good to me, the odd. I do prefer the odd. So, I don't know if the booth size is the same as this. It kind of looks close. I think this one's actually a little bit smaller, but I'm not going to be worried about that too much. If I had really been particular, I probably could have measured and gotten them the same, but I don't think it's a bad thing, because I don't think you need all that space for the ticket booth stuff. This is a little different. So getting there, slowly but surely. So I still am worried about how to deal with the probably another suicide bird. We've been having a lot of birds lately that's been running into our windows. I don't know if it's mating season or what with them, but they've been going cuckoo and hitting the roof, and I saw one fall off. He bounced a couple of times on the roof, and then he just kind of, he's gone now. I mean, he lived, but he knocked himself silly for a while. But I'm wondering if I should lift this up a bit. Maybe like double it up. Looks like I'll have a lot of stuff to double if I double it up, because it's not like one big piece. Many pieces. Well, we have some really big windows, and when you clean them, I guess it kind of confuses the birds, because they just kind of right. I mean, we get, you know, they like leave smears on the glass, so you can see where their wings and head and everything hit. And most of the time, it just kind of knocks them a little cuckoo, and they're off and running. But there have been quite a few times that they just end up killing themselves. They break their neck or so. I don't know what it is that they do, but it's like they go full blast and just bam right into the windows. I've tried, you know, hanging things on the windows or putting, you know, things on it so that, you know, it kind of gets their attention, but that doesn't seem to deter them. It's just, I don't know, we have stupid birds around here, I guess. So, what to do? I guess I'll just leave it alone for now. It's probably a little bit more than I really want to get into. I really do think I want to raise that height, though. It just feels weird leaving it low. But I guess it's because I'm wanting to kind of predator stickers. What is that? I don't know what that might be. What does it look like? A cat or something? I know somebody had the bright idea. It was the people that owned the house before us. We have a skylight in our kitchen, and on the skylight they put a butterfly sticker, and I swear our birds are really retarded. They constantly are pecking on the glass right where that butterfly sticker is, trying to get the butterfly. because I've caught them there many times. So I've asked my husband about maybe taking it down, but we always get sidetracked and forget about removing it. But well, I don't know what kind of birds. I mean, we got a lot of birds here. We got all varieties, just about. And in fact, they attack each other because they get kind of territorial or whatever. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Because if it actually works, that might be a good thing to go with. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what else I want to do. I love how the light comes in on here and has the shadow effects. I love that. Which reminds me, I guess I should think about lights. Let's see. Do I have any more of those orange? Yes, I do. I love this light. The only thing I hate about it is all the bits that you don't want showing. But I love the sconce. I think it has more to do with just how soft the light is. I like the softness of the light. Can't really see it now because it's so bright anyway at the moment. Let's see, where did I put that? Kind of on the side there. Somewhere around there. I could add a third one right up above. That'll really brighten this up. Especially when the plot goes dark. It's like if I change the sky now. Really nice and full. Of course, I don't think anybody wants to play soccer at nighttime, but it's a good bit. Probably gonna want like some kind of a sign here too, some kind of marker indication thing, but I don't know what. Kind of in a standstill on my thinking right now because I think I'm still half asleep. Let's see. Maybe replicate this more or less on the other side. So what I'll probably do is, excuse me. I'm going to, well, I hesitate to do this because it's probably going to grab a bunch of stuff that I don't want. I know. Okay, let's see what all we grabbed with that. That's not too bad. So I want to unlink a number of these pieces. I don't want to copy them all. We're going to just remove what we don't want in the set. I mostly just want the base of it. And we're gonna hope that the set part copies over, but I gotta figure out what pieces we're using so I can purchase everything that I might need. So I'm just double checking to make sure it's not got anything weird selected in here. I have a feeling there's going to be some kind of like bit inside here that I didn't notice was actually linked in. Something inside here. Okay, thanks, Bones. I'll have a check later. Oh, I don't want the stools, I think. Yeah. Remove the stools. Okay, anything else? I think that's it. What we're gonna do is, kind of change this up a bit. So here we go, set manager. Just make a new one for this. I'm hoping I just got the pieces I actually need. So two Draken pillars. Now, typically I wouldn't have to purchase things ahead of time, but I've been having troubles with it remembering that. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9 exile floors. And then 1 wooden deck stairs, okay. So we got 2, 5, 6, 9, and then the stairs, like so. Fingers crossed this actually works. I'm going to say relocate and then I saw a link. Look, did you see that? I had a little like finishing bar. That was weird. She just did an update on this. I guess it was either today or yesterday, and you can already see there's a lot of nifty changes. Notice the bar is gone, so I don't know if that will work or not. And it looks turned too, so doesn't look quite right for probably just my eyes though. Yeah, see, it doesn't look raised up enough. I think that's what it is. Let me just check the floor over here. at 5:49. There we go. I think that's what was making it look weird because the stair didn't look proper and everything. Okay, now if I really wanted to get picky about it, I could change how the door is on this side and make it on the other side, but I think it'll be alright. So we have two open on one side and that one's open. No biggie. So this one I think we'll make into a souvenir shop. Yeah, memo to you. You need to add that post-it right on your forehead there. Yeah, because like last week she was like updating, like it felt like, you know, every time I turned around she was, you know, update, update, update. But there was just a lot of things that she wanted to get in there. And she's already talking about adding some other things based on some comments I gave for some of the things that I noticed yesterday. Which reminds me, she said on the, because I asked her if there was a way to cancel, no, not cancel, what was it? I'm looking at what she said. Of course, it's not loading for me now. But she said it was some, oh, okay, here, the crate button that you can, because I was saying that when I was trying to just use her add-on by itself without using this one, that I couldn't find the crate button, and she said it's right there, and there it is. So I'm like blind to the fact. But as far as the other thing that I asked her about, which was, gosh, where's my notes? I don't know where I put the notes. See, this is like the worst way of keeping notes. Too many bits. That, like, I have notes of decor I would like to keep an eye out for. I've got notes about where costume pieces come from. I don't know where my notes are. But I asked her about a couple of things, and she said she'd look into. I think it was where I wanted to change the parent of a set. From, like, say, like for instance, right now the parent of this set is the floor. If I wanted to change out the floor to something else, I would have to unlink everything so that I can safely create the one, but then I'd have to relink it later. I wanted to know if maybe I could change it so that one of the walls or something is the parent. Then I can just remove the floor, replace it with another one, and then link that to the group again without losing the rest of the group, if that makes sense. The only thing that I find kind of, not clumsy, but for me it's awkward, is a lot of her /shift/control commands. And a lot of, like, see, it's like the /k crate, and I know a lot of people find that I prefer the buttons. I'm a button person, because like I was asking her, I said, you know, if I select an item, there's no cancel button on her add-on like there is here. If I cancel, if I move this and I want to not move it, I can cancel it and it pops back where it was originally. And I couldn't figure out how to do that with hers, but she gave me a good tip. She said that normally she just hits escape. You hit escape, it pops back as well. I didn't know that, and I will probably use that from now on occasionally if I remember, and if this thing isn't popping up. But for me, I liked having that button, because when I have a button, it's like, okay, I'm not maybe accidentally hinting the wrong key. I can read and say, okay, that says cancel, that says this, that says that, and that's, I guess it's demonified housing for someone like me that tends to mess things up. But let's see. Go ahead and I guess we'll put some shelves in here. We have no shelves. Let's see, do we want the Marauder ones, the net ones, or the... Let's just go with the cheap ones. See, in some instances, I like even numbers. But see, I'm still constantly using this one because part of it is because it automatically pops up when you go to edit something. I asked her about that too, and she said she never noticed, but it's always there. So if it's there, I'm going to use it. Excuse me. Let's see, what height is that? 859. There we go. A nice amount of shelves there. Like, see, I don't know how to link individual thingies. She tried to explain it to me and it just sounded too complicated for my brain. Maybe it's on the editor. No. Maybe it's this. Yeah, I hate to experiment on this build because then I'm liable to mess something really up. In fact, that reminds me, I need to resave the entire set just in case I screw something up. That's one thing I like about her add-on is, you know, you can like kind of like saving your document or something, you know, save your progress so that if you mess it up or something goes really weird with it, then you can just, you know, revert back to your last save. So I'm just gonna do it the way that I know how to do it. It's easier for me. Just felt like these need to be centered a little bit. Probably could actually have some shelves here too and maybe spread these out a little bit, but I think it's alright that way. Unfortunately, the really easy ones that I would probably like to use is the Skeech plushies because I think they have both a blue one and a green one, which would be perfect for this. But unfortunately, I think those are soulbound, and I don't know if she's capable of doing the expedition that requires that will drop those. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find something else that will work similarly. But I have that obsession with the green-blue thing because of the way I set up the benches, and so it kind of limits me a little bit. But I will try and come up with some blue-green objects that are kind of similar, but different enough where we can kind of set it up for the different teams. And then again for like the like a register or something. I'll have to get a screen for that. But making a little progress. I'm gonna have to. I may use the bananas again to spell out tickets here, and maybe a souvenir seems like a funky. Gifts, maybe gifts would be short and simpler than souvenir, I think. So yeah, let me just write down. See, I got another list coming. Got a new piece of paper. So we need some blue-green objects. Let's say objects. It doesn't have to be plushies or anything. It's just the Skeech came to mind because I know they do come in blue and green, but those, as far as I know, they're soul-bound to the character that collects them. So I'll have to maybe venture in. I'm not even sure. I guess she's a stalker too. So that might help. I've got a few alts that are other classes, and when I go to play them, it's like I have no idea what I'm doing because I haven't played them in so long. We need some kind of screens and such for not only the ticket booth, but the gift stand, and maybe one or two for the commentator place. We need some. I need to come in and get those orange couches, orange chair things for the lounges. Probably put in maybe no more than half a dozen per room, so that's about 12. That's kind of on the expensive side, but since it's kind of a one-time deal, we'll choke on that price. What else do we need? Don't have any kind of like I guess I could use maybe the granite fencing for like a roped kind of pathway to kind of guide visitors into to the thing. You know, not going to be completely used because most people will just jump around, but don't think any of that. The granite stuff I think is all crafted and stuff, so I'll have to take a look on that. So let's the granite fence. This is the only one I can think of that has like the rope bit. I know there's some of the what is it, the boardwalks? Maybe that's not what I'm thinking of. Let me look at rope. Yeah, they got the rope bridges here, but theirs is a little different than what I was thinking of. If I used it, I would end up sinking it so that you don't see the bottom part and you just see the top ropey bits. But I don't know if that would make a whole lot of sense because they're kind of leaning, and I just don't know if that would work right. It looks more metal to me anyway, but yeah. So we'll check out the granite fencing and see if that will work. The only thing is that stone, and we really haven't used hardly any stone at all. Yeah, and those rope fences are pretty expensive, so we'll see. You know, we have the nooses, but then they have that little loop on the end. Plus, they're like very, very rare. I've been keeping an eye out for some, but haven't seen any on the AH or anything. I'm not even sure where they originally came from. So, what else? Want to see if I can get a hold of some more of the Gatorade machines. And maybe some of the neon signs and scatter them about too. And I think that's about it. Can't really think of anything else. So besides the ticket booth and the souvenir shop and maybe dressing up a little better on these food stands, I think they look odd just kind of sitting there like that. And the commentator and lounge and stuff, is there anything else you think could be added that would suit this particular theme? I'm running out of ideas, so it's mostly just kind of getting little bits and details for the things that we have. I did think about maybe setting up some cameras, like for the reporters and stuff, having some here and then some on the other corner. How I would put one together, I'm not sure, but it's an option. Let me see. Camera. It'll look like an old-timey camera, probably on a tripod or something, but I'm not sure what I could use for that. That's all I can think of right now. And I just noticed that the lights are showing up here. So that's not going to work for those responses, unless I put something on top here, a small box of some sort. I'll have to fix that. That's why it's good to kind of look around. You see things that you did. Drinks placed for the players, maybe. Oh, you're talking like the Gatorade jug and things like that, the water boy. You know, I thought about, would it make sense to have benches and stuff out on the field itself, like on the sideline? But I don't remember how her add-on is set up. I think it's set up so that you can go right on to, you know, up to the wall, because I think the ball kind of bounces off the wall. If that's not the case, and if it actually bounces wherever this line is, Mike could add in some player benches as well on the sidelines out here. I'll have to ask her about that, if that's appropriate. But yeah, inside the locker room we could set up like a drink area, maybe right here, a little keg and everything. So let's see, drink area for players. I'm also probably going to place a few little bits of garbage, like maybe some discarded cans of drinks and soda cups, in just a few places. I don't want to make it too messy looking, but maybe a few things, as if there were some fans that were in the stands. Oh, right, the maintenance panels for the maintenance platforms for the, I don't know, what do you call it? Is that called like the Jumbotron or the Videotron or something? Penalty box. Is there actually a penalty box in soccer? I know there's one in hockey. Coaches. And see, that to me that would be like on the stand, the sidelines. I'll have to let me write that down. Ask Katya about sidelines, benches, and the seat for the coach. And that would be where I would have like the water keg and everything. Excuse me. No clue whatsoever. Then what are you telling me for about? No, seriously, I really don't know if they have that. I know, like for football, they have like penalty flags, but it's not like they do a timeout with the player and put them in an actual booth or anything. I think that's hockey. where they have like a timeout, and there's a special timer where they are like sitting in the booth and they're ready to come out as soon as the timer buzzes and stuff like that. I think that's the hockey part. But I'm not a sports person, so you know, I'm just kind of winging it myself, so I'm not really sure. That's an interesting idea with the flying camera drones. I guess I could try that. Let me see. Let me just write that. Camera drones. Too bad we don't have a particle effect that has like a flash kind of thing. That would be handy. Or I could just hire a bunch of scientists to bring their little drones out and have them sitting in certain places. Too bad that's not an actual decor piece. I'll have to see if there's anything that kind of has that, you know, movement kind of thing going on. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll write that down too. Thanks, CR. All good suggestions. Can't promise all of it will get in, but I will do my best to fill it up, because the more detail you can give something like this, the better. It just helps fill things in, make it look a little bit more lively. Okay. Starting to get a bit of a headache. I think it's the coughing that's... Every time I cough, my head just kind of goes wah, wah, wah. Alrighty, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. We did some pretty good progress. We got a good shopping list going that I'll have to work on. That's another good suggestion, speaker bots. I have been trying to get a hold of some NPCs, some of the NPCs, but they're just so pricey right now. And I understand why, because apparently they only come from the lock boxes at the end of dungeons, and the keys to open those actually cost. So yeah, that might be good, not only for maybe like for the cameras or for main you know, setting them up there, but also maybe inside these two little things if I decide to leave them. That you can't actually get a player inside there. I'm standing on the tray, but that's about it. Anywho, all good ideas that we will see about exploring in our future episodes. But I think that's going to be it for this week. Like I said, we've made a lot of progress. For some, it might not look that way, but we actually have. Yeah, I don't know what they look like, though. Have you seen previews? I think they're called the Welders, and I imagine it's going to be one of those with, like, the guns. Or something like that. For me, most of my builds, I would prefer, like, the guests, where they're like talking, or the laborer ones where they're kind of tinkering with stuff, because I've seen those used in really clever ways to make it look like that they're actually kind of interacting with whatever's around them. Like I saw somebody had like a repair kind of area where they had tools and stuff, and they had one of the laborers sitting there, and he was just kind of motioning his hands like he's tinkering with stuff, and that looked really appropriate. And then another one had lots of the guest type NPCs scattered throughout his bar, so it looked like they were talking to each other and, you know, carrying on little conversations, and you just kind of walk into this little scene. But like the guards and stuff, I don't really have you know, for any of the builds that I currently have, there's really no purpose for them. they don't suit anything that I have going on. And like the dancer's nice, it's cute, but it makes a lot of noise. They make that little kind of sound, so I don't know if that'll be a good thing or not. But like I said, we made some good progress. We've been, tinkering at it, knocking it away a little bit each day. So that's good. I don't know if we will ever be done with it because there's always going to be something I'm probably going to want to try out or add, especially as we get new decor that might suit a particular thing a little better. Like if they give us more glass options and things like that. But I think we're getting there. Knock on wood. Let's see. We had a bit of a snafu with the spotlight for WildStar Core that was due this past Wednesday. So I'm busily working on getting a new one ready for next Wednesday. That's my tentative goal date. So I'm going to be crunching away on that this weekend, trying to get that ready. It's still going to be a Dominion home. Thankfully, I do have one that got theirs ready, and they've already answered all the interview questions I needed and provided me with a few extra bits. So I'm gonna try and get that out this weekend and have it ready for next Wednesday. And from there, the plan was to do kind of like I do my Wednesday tours, alternate between the factions, but it's really tough to kind of get a hold of people and have them respond in a timely manner, and getting all the information I need from them, and doing the video and the screenshots and the write-up and everything. So it may just be I get a hold of a bunch of people, and whoever responds back first will be the next in line, rather than just keeping it from one faction to the other, because I don't think I'm going to have enough Dominion ones that will reply in time to kind of keep that momentum up. So you may see a string of exile places and then a few Dominion ones here and there. But that's to come. This is kind of just a side project of mine, doing the spotlights for WildStar Core. I've already got some places lined up for the next housing tours for next week, so that's pretty exciting. And then, of course, we've got a Shades Eve event starting up. I guess it's Monday. Yeah, Monday. So we'll probably start seeing a lot of... I already know at least one or two of my guildmates have been doing some like Halloween themed, Shades Eve themed kind of builds. And I expect to see more and more of that, especially as word gets out that Carbine is planning to do a haunted housing contest. So I'm hoping either this next week or the week after, we're going to start touring some of these creepy homes, not only to kind of show them off, but to give people ideas if they're struggling to try and come up with some ideas for how to set up a graveyard, or whatever else, the special effects with like the haunted windows and things like that, and the clever ways people are using those items. I'm hoping that I will get a good list of homes, whether they're on Exile side or Dominion side. We'll work that out, but I'm hoping to at least have one episode this month that will cover a good many of those, some of my favorites that I've come across. I know of at least 3, I think, on Exile side currently, although I anticipate a few more opening up really soon. There's mine that will be opening up at the end of the week. Dominion side, I haven't really had a chance to really delve into theirs too much, but I expect there's going to be some on that side as well. So that is something to look forward to. Also, we have the Hoverboard Z Pre coming up. I think it starts on the 21st, which it really doesn't have anything too much to do with housing, but we do get some new decor from that activity. So, and those particular ones are the particle effects, which is like the lightning strike and the blazing trail of fire. And I'm really looking forward to those, not necessarily just because of them, but because of the idea behind that. If they've already got these particle effects, then hopefully that means more are to come. You know, like maybe just instead of having to use the blue flare for the smoke and steamy effect, that they will just give us some puffer clouds of varying degrees, you know, like a light puffer cloud and then a really dark, you know, rolling green one or something, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go with that particular type of decor. Other than that, I can't think of anything else. We did have the CBDC that's still ongoing. I think the last day for entries on that is the 23rd. I've already got mine built. I kind of did it off camera. I had really planned to do that on camera, but while I was off, I kind of got this idea, and before I knew it, I'd already built it. So I will be showing that later with other entries, hopefully, that we will get. But I've already kind of shown some pictures on Twitter and a couple of shots in the official forums in the housing section and stuff, kind of showing off what he looks like, because I built Frankenstein. I call him Frankie, but I'll go into more detail about what I used and everything, and kind of like let you guys have an up-close look. And the same with the others, that if they submit any entries. I expect we'll probably see mostly little creatures like spiders and bats and things like that, maybe some snakes or something, because the humanoid type of things, those are really, really difficult to do. Finding the right materials and everything, but something to look forward to. So that'll be more closer to the end of the month, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Don't work too hard, don't play too hard, but you know, have fun, whatever you're doing. Good luck with your own housing projects. And I appreciate the suggestions and the advice and the follows and the chatter. All of that is a good thing to experience and stuff. So I appreciate that. And I will see you guys next week. So I'll see you later. Bye-bye.